Hi there, good morning. It's Chris van der Kerk here at Blue Rhino Safaris. Um, yes, to explain to you what's going to happen in 2018 is really difficult. So I thought the easiest way to do it is to actually do a video on the tour itself, or on all the tours for 2018. Um, the map itself is about 500 megs, so I can't post it on the internet. It's just too big to post. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to run through the tours in 2018 for you on the map on my computer. So there will be 12 tours in total. Uh, these 12 tours will cover this whole area. All the lines that you see are indicated or indicative of a tour for the year, all in 2018, and there are 12 tours in total. The red line, just for interest sake, is the equator, the top red line. All the other lines that you see are different tours that I'm doing throughout the year. Um, and I'm going to go through them all just so that you understand what they are about. They are all camping tours. These long tours, Uganda and Tanzania, have upgrades available into lodging. If you want to not camp for the night, you'd rather lodge for the night, I give you back your camping fee for the night, and you use that to add to your payment to upgrade to a lodge, for example. These long tours have restaurants as well, so planning your food, it's really easy. A 30-day tour doesn't mean you have to take everything for 30 days. We pretty much work in 7-day cycles. So I'll get you to the shops, I'll get you to the restaurants, I'll get you to accommodation. If you're a little bit tired of your tent, then you can do that. Question people often ask me is, why do I do certain routes at certain times? And what I say to them is, I'm trying to fit in something special in the area at a certain time that you have to see. That's what I'm trying to do. So I'm not just trying to visit the area in the cheapest period or whenever I have time available. I'm trying to do it specifically when there's something great happening. For example, the Kukuland tour in Namibia, the Marine Flus in April is gorgeous. It's a lovely place to go to. April, there's life in the Kukuland, and it's really a lovely place to go to. To do the Richtersveld in September, it's the end of the flower season. We're looking to catch the flowers. It's not too hot. Great time to go. If I do Uganda, the gorillas, December is one of the seasons to see the gorillas. It's a lovely time. The sun is down here in South Africa, so it's not too hot up in Uganda, and it's really very pleasant. Rain doesn't really bother you. It's the tropics, so it's always raining, but it's always a thunderstorm and it's gone. Tanzania, the migration in the Western Corridor of Serengeti happens in May, and that's when I'm going up for that. Lesotho is the snow period that I'm going for it. Um, Kagalagadi, the green one, is butterflies life. It's really great to go out there in February. So there's a reason why the trips are happening at the times that they happen. It's not just let me fit them in and make as much money as you can. So if it doesn't quite fit your calendar for the year, then it's really unfortunate, because I'm trying to stick to the dates that will give you the best feedback, the best benefit for your money. I'm passionate about sharing Africa with other people and telling them the stories about the culture, the history, the animals, the geology, where Africa comes from. It's such an interesting story, and there's so many great places to visit that I don't want to just make it a money-making machine. I want to share my passion with you guys. So let's go through the different tours and just briefly discuss them. The first tour of the year is Kagalagadi, which is this green one at the bottom. Um, so Kagalagadi this year, we meet just outside Uppington. We travel up. It's around about a week or 10 days. It's a shortish tour. I'll just range them in different tour lengths. Roughly 10 days, roughly 20 days, roughly a month. So it's about a 10-day tour. We do eco route on the way out of Mabua Suhubi. We visit the Mabua Suhubi area. Monoso, Mata Mata, we cover all those places. So it's an easy tour. People are scared of it because of the wilderness side of it, but it's really not scary at all. I set up showers if we need showers. There's long drops, flush toilets. There's power from time to time, so it's an easy route to do. It's not really very difficult. Um, so that is Kagalagadi. This year I'm doing a 4-day extension. We're visiting Sossusvlei Vlei and coming back down again. So trip is basically on in a few days' time, in a month's time, and there might be one spot available if you're looking for to join us. The second trip for the year will be, let me think, Kagalagadi, 3 in 1. 3 in 1 is a Botswana tour that I'm doing. It's this blue one. Basically going up into Central Kalahari, Piper Pan, really lovely areas this time of the year. It's going to be a little bit wet, but it's very different. It's green, it's fresh, and life is back into Central Kalahari. From there into the Delta for a few days. We go through Maun, we do boat trips on the Delta, scenic flights, all of that stuff. 2 nights in Savuti camp. We visit the Savuti March and then the marsh, and then up to Kasane to finish. Lovely trip. It's about 12 days long and really special. We're in the parks quite a lot, so a little bit more expensive because we sleep in the parks, the national parks. So we have to pay park fees and all of that stuff, and that's why the price is slightly higher. On my tours, I try to sleep in the parks where possible. It makes the tours more expensive, but it does add a little bit to the romance of the tour. So after the 3 in 1, we do Kukuland, just next to it, the brown route up through Botswana, up through Windhoek, Grootfontein area, and then into Etosha, all the way up to the Kanani River, down Van Sails Pass. We do the Marienfluss area, Rooidrom, Puros, all the way down to the Doris Crater, all the way down to the Brandberg area, and back out again. It's about a 2-week tour. It's spectacular. I can't wait for this one. The time of the year is great. The mountains, the colors are so spectacular. It's got green on it. It's really a good time of the year to visit this area. So quite excited about that. That is in April. Then in May it is Serengeti. Serengeti, or the Great East African Tour as I call it. Basically this yellow line. We go up to Kasane in Botswana. We visit the falls. We visit Lusaka. We visit the hot springs all the way up into Tanzania. And then we turn left towards Victoria Falls. We spend a few days in Victoria Falls. Then we spend about 5 nights in the Serengeti Ngorongoro crater. We visit the crater. All of this included in your fees. The fee that you pay me includes your entry fees, all your park fees, all your camping fees. Through past Kilimanjaro, which is right here, down towards Dar es Salaam. We get on a ferry for those interested. We visit Zanzibar for the night. It's really a great tour. We do the spice route, the slave market, the museums. We have lunch at the club in Zanzibar, and it's absolutely a lovely holiday. From there back down to Malawi, we do the edge of Malawi, cut back into Zambia, down into Mana Pools for a few nights, and then we head back home from that. That's middle May to middle June because of the wildebeest migration. Immediately after that, I do Central Kalahari, the red one. Just a week tour. It's a short one. I'm trying to keep it short so that people can cover this tour if they want to. We are sleeping in the park for 5 nights at quite an expensive group of campsites, which is run by Bigfoot, and they charge us an arm and a leg to sleep there. But it includes Piper Pan, Passage Pan, Sunday Pan, and down to Kori. So we start in Kang, we go up into Central Kalahari. We basically do the whole loop before we start coming out again and back home. So it's about a week, and it's at the end of July. Then we head into August. August, I'm doing a private tour with a group, and immediately after that, I do my Trans-Botswana tour, which again is up to Maun, the Delta, Kasane. It's a week tour. It's one of those entry-level ones. Most people want to do it first up, so I try to make it just a week. I had a Wangi section on it, so if anybody wants to do Wangi from there and you're the first to book for the tour, then I can just add Wangi into that. But that's my Trans-Botswana, and that happens in August. Then in September, I do the Richtersveld. Again, absolutely gorgeous areas. 4x4 driving, not too serious. You don't need a lot of experience. You just need a 4x4. I'm an instructor. I can help you to get through all of this. We do the Namaka 4x4 route. We start in Kakamas with a brandy tasting at one of the local vineyards. Um, we'll do that the day before, not in the morning like we did this year. Otherwise, the party starts too early. But a lovely experience. Down with the Orange River all the way Fjolsdrift into the Rigtersveld for a few nights, and then back out on the west coast. We hope to see a few flowers. We do the West Coast National Park, and we end up in Vredendal. This route is made so that you can actually just continue around and do passes and parks in the Eastern Cape, which is a 6-night tour. What I do is I park my vehicle at the airport. I fly back for 4 days to visit my family. But you're welcome to stay in the Cape, have a few days of nice Cape weather, and then make your way up to George and start this. We do the 7 passes, we do Bivians Kloof, we do Addo Elephant Park, a lovely 4x4 route in the park, one of the best ones in South Africa, and then all the way up to Cradock where we do the Mountain Zebra Park. And a short tour, you can do it on its own if you want to. But if you do Rigtersveld, you get a nice discount for the second one. And then it makes it about a 2-week trip all round. After passes and parks, I'm doing the Drakensberg for the not the first time, but the extended Drakensberg version. I bet you didn't know that the Drakensberg ran all the way on this purple line. Most people only think of the Natal region down here, but it actually starts up in the Polokwane area. So we visit nice campsites, hot springs like you found in a mountainous area. Hot springs all the way down. It's about a 10-day trip. We make our way through Mpumalanga. We have pancakes in Graskop. We go down to Badplaas, all the way down to the Natal area. We do the Berg, we do Sani Pass. There's a chopper flight. If you go onto the website, you'll see some videos on a chopper flight that we do, that we see the mountain up close. And from there down around the Eastern Cape, and we again finish at Cradock at the Mountain Zebra Park. That's the Drakensberg. And then we do Lua Plains, November. Lua Plains, 3 days in Lua Plains, the wildebeest migration, really a lovely time to visit Lua. Bird life is exceptional. Then we travel all the way to Kafue National Park. We spend 2 days there, have a bit of a break, and then up to Kasanka for a day or two to see the largest mammal migration in the world, the bats, about 10 million bats that migrate into Kasanka and back down again. That's November. Then my first trip into Uganda, where we're doing the gorillas. That's this blue one. We start in Botswana, through Lusaka, Hot Springs, and then we turn towards Tanganyika. We travel all the way up with Tanganyika. There's lovely areas here, campsites, lodges, so have a bit of a holiday around here, and then into Rwanda, the cleanest country in Africa. It's one of the hotspots going forward. I can tell you that for free. Rwanda will be one of the hotspots going forward as a tourist destination. Through Rwanda into Uganda, and then we're going to spend about 10 days in Uganda. The Rwanda-Uganda area will be a 2-week area, and that will include visiting the gorillas, doing a gorilla trek, Lake Edward, Lake Albert, Lake Victoria, Murchison Falls, chimpanzee trek, the White Nile, ginger, and all the bird life that you get in the ginger area. All the way back down through Rwanda, back through Tanzania, and then onto Malawi. Similar route that we follow when coming back from Serengeti, 3 nights on the Malawi Lake, and then all the way through, we take the shortcut back home, which is through Tet, through Zimbabwe, and all the way down to Messina. And that's the last trip for the year. It will be a Christmas trip starting 11th of December, I think it is, for about a month. And that will be the last one for the year. The only trip I have not mentioned is Lesotho. This is a pure lodge trip. It's too cold in Lesotho to camp in the winter. I don't do that. So what we go for is nice lodges, lovely food, lovely companionship, drive the passes. The roads are changing in Lesotho quite a lot, so it makes it difficult to do 4x4 activities. But we find a few back roads that's not too difficult, but really spectacular. Lovely to drive, exciting. Um, But what I enjoy about that trip is the lodge, sleeping in a lodge bed every night and eating lodge food. Their food is really awesome. Again, I sleep in Lesotho for 4 nights. I don't sleep outside and drive in every day. I go into Lesotho and I spend time with the Basotho people. They are friendly and it's really a lot of fun to do that. And those are my trips for 2018. Um, Very difficult to tell you all about it on the website. Go onto my website and you will see the different tours. The maps are all there. There's a video on each tour explaining what happens on it. And yeah, join me for a trip. It's really gonna be great. I'm planning in 2019 to do Egypt tour all the way from Cape Town up to Egypt, but that's still on the horizon. It's quite far, but it's in the planning stages already. So join one of these 12 trips. I tell stories, I give you two-way radios, I try to inform you as much as possible of the area, the wildlife, and why things are the way they are. It's always very interesting. So join one of my tours and let's go and explore Africa. Cheers.